Breaking news. You are listening to Independent TV 7. The father of Obasanjo has been revealed to be an Igbo man. Paternity controversy. His name is Igwe Onyejekwe. The man in the picture, the nation clarified, was an Igbo man who lived in the Abeokuta territory during 1930s. About the time Obasanjo was conceived, as indicated by the nation, the corps later turned into a ruler on a conspicuous southeastern royal position. Prior to that point, notwithstanding, he had associated productively with the neighborhood network and had a concise, illicit relationship with an Owu woman, a Yoruba woman, before his last exit from the southwest. In spite of the fact that the paper didn't state more than that, it left little to the creative mind. Whatever insinuation was left of the preparation, Obasanjo paternity debate was passed up the Abuja-based leadership paper by means of a dooming segment labeled Olusegun Ugbochukwu Obasanjo, that's his name, is an Igbo man, and it was composed by Sam Nda Isaiah, utilizing the photos provided by the nation as the feed of his review. The journalist discharged his sensation. The editors of the nation would not like to state a lot, and they have left us to our creative mind to puzzle. However, it won't be from me that you will hear that Obasanjo's dad was Igwe Onyejekwu, but truly, Obasanjo is from the Igbo clan. A top positioning cop who turned into the Igwe of Onitsha is in his lifetime. During his disputable rule, the position of authority was in conflict among him and Igwe Okosi too. Similarly, as it is today between Igwe Achebe and Igwe Odukwe, Nda Isaiah composed. Not finished with Obasanjo, the future writer went for the slaughter. Igwe Onyejekwe, Obasanjo's daddy, passed on after the Common War, and similar to his child, was said to be extremely petulant and quarrelsome. The editorialist articulated that the conditions of his introduction to the world and dismissal would have helped make the previous president an unpleasant and underhanded individual. He begged Nigerians never to make anybody their pioneer aside from they know what he is accustomed to as an Igbo man from the Igbo tradition and Igbo clan. Also, Nigerians truly observed that notorious ignorance over the most recent 8 years. It is an insidious man that would expand the cost of a liter of fuel by an outstanding 10 naira on out of intensity, essentially on the grounds that he has a financial enthusiasm for processing plants he had recently sold away. It is additionally and extremely awful that an insidious president that would twofold the estimation of value-added tax on out. What does it cost to be decent and kind and compassionate? Nothing. In any case, that is for typical individuals. Furthermore, Obasanjo is a long way from being ordinary. Closing on a hilarious note, the writer prompted that since Obasanjo cherishes power so a lot and is a sovereign of Onitsha, wouldn't we be able to just crown him the Igwe with gold that he can disregard us? Obasanjo likes money. From what you have been listening to, being from Igbo clan, you know Obasanjo is an Igbo man and he likes money. So every Igbo likes money and business and power. In any case, would he be able to valid his chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the Balogun of Owu in Egbaland, be the organic child of Igwe Joseph Okudili Onyejekwe, the Obi Onitsha Adondli from 1962 to 1917? Onyejekwe climbed the pine of royal position after the destruction of Igwe James Okosi, who administered from 1931 to 1935. His enthronement came after the report of well-known W.R. Harding Commission, which settles questions among the contenders for the position of authority on the off chance that the appropriate responses are in the positive, and does that imply that the Igbo have incidentally taken their 8 years proportion at the administration and the Yoruba have not? Oba Isaac Adeyemi Ojelade Badegunle 1, the Onibogun of Ibogunland, Obasanjo's presumed maternal old neighborhood, says that the talk vendors are either hard or are simply doing it because of inaction. It is a major falsehood. It is only gossipy side bits. Obasanjo is a regular Abeokuta man who lives in Abeokuta but born by an Igbo man. Yeah, and his dad was an unadulterated Egba man from Owu with 3 facial checks on each side of his cheeks. In actuality, his dad originated from Abulere to Ibogun. They are from Agbole Olusomi in Abeokuta, and I originated from his mom's hereditary. The Nigerian told the news. Obasanjo was born by an Igbo man. Also, on page 84 of the 253-page account titled Olusegun Obasanjo in the Eyes of Time, a biography of the African statesman Onukaba Adinoyi Ojo, making reference to Obasanjo's paternity, expressed barely a year after Ashabi's, Obasanjo's mom, demise. Amos Adigun Obasanjo Bankole died following a short sickness. He was covered at Onigbedu, where he had stayed till the end. At 22, exactly when a grain was roosting all over, Olusegun Obasanjo turned into a vagrant. But the talk merchants are a long way from being persuaded in Onitsha. The well-known story is that Obasanjo is the result of a sentimental contact between Igwe Onyejekwe and Ashabi, Obasanjo's mom, during the 1930s, which means supposedly the Onitsha sovereign coasted and casted off taking Ashabi as spouse in light of the fact that doing so would halt his odds of climbing the honored position. Another source told the magazine in Onitsha that Onyejekwe really gave a proposal that encouraged Obasanjo's selection into the Nigerian Army in 1958. Notwithstanding, in Adinoyi Ojo's book, there is no notice of Obasanjo requiring proposal from anybody to join the army. However, the advocates of Obasanjo Igboshi point to an announcement credited to him, Obasanjo, during a working visit to Anambra State as affirmation of their case. Obasanjo had supposedly told a crowd of people in Awka that any of his young stars is able to administer Anambra State. In spite of the fact that the announcement was disregarded then as a drivel political talk, it has gotten priceless with the benefit of knowing the past that he came from Onitsha. Precisely, is from Anambra State, but his dad eventually stayed in Egba land and has been in Egba for a long while and met with Obasanjo's mommy before Obasanjo was conceived. That's why, and Obasanjo has stayed in Egba land for a long time, so that's why he's claiming to be from Ogun State and from Egba land. You are listening to Independence TV 7. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independence TV 7. I hope you enjoyed this article. Obasanjo is from the Igbo clan. Thanks for listening and God bless you.